So I'd love to share with you a restorative pose, the grounding twist. Twists are beautiful. It helps us to maintain healthy spinal movement, especially the rotation of the spine. That's what happens as we twist. It's a nice way to decompress the spine, stretches our back muscles, our lumbar muscles. And sometimes for some of us with back pain, this could be a very nice pose to do. And so let's get to it. So for this pose, I want to make sure you have all the props you need. So we will need a bolster or a very firm, thick, firm, large pillow or two. You can stack pillows together. Two blankets. I have Mexican blankets here. So if you have different size blankets, you may need more or less blankets, and I'll guide you through as we go. And you might need two yoga blocks or anything that's around the same size and sturdiness as your yoga blocks. And if you have extra blankets, extra props that that are available to you, bring them into your practice. We'll see how we can make use of them. So I want to get us into our grounding spinal twist today. Now, if you have a bolster, great. You're going to place it vertically along the top end of the mat. This could be your firm pillow. This could be two pillows. If you really don't have any pillows, but you have lots of blankets, what we can do is make a bolster with your blankets. So if you're doing that, let me just show you how to make your own bolster. So here I have two Mexican blankets. So depending on the thickness of your blankets, you may only need one or two or maybe three if you have really thin blankets. So I have a blanket, Mexican blanket around this size. I'm gonna fold it in half, the fringes together. And then you can place it down. Let me remove this bolster for now. And then you're going to do the same with the second blanket. So you're going to have it folded in half, the fringes together. Then you're going to just put one over the other. And then you can roll it up. The shorter end, you can roll it up. And then you're going to end up with something that is not quite the same size as a bolster, but it could do the trick for this pose. So see what you have. Now I will demonstrate with a bolster today. So you're going to have it along the upper end of the mat. Now if you're using a bolster, you have another blanket free, you might fold this blanket up. And the thickness, it's going to be really your preference as we get into it. So you might have it thinner or you might fold it up more for a thicker cushioning, and I'll let you decide as we get to that place. Now, so the simplest setup is that we're going to have the bolster on the ground. For this one, you won't need to use blocks. And we're going to just come to sit and bring one side of our hip against the bolster. The blanket, we're going to have it close by. We're going to use that in a moment. Our knees are bent, feet are pointing back behind us. Now I'm going to turn my body to face the bolster. Either sides, or my hands are going to come to either sides of the bolster. So my knees are bent. I'm going to turn towards the bolster. And I'm going to start to walk myself down. Then as I do, I can turn and place the side of my head down. The blanket is here. You can bring this blanket underneath, between the legs. And if you need something a little bit more, you might fold it more, or you might put 2 blankets instead. So whatever feels right. Now you can keep your head turning the same way as your knees, or you can also turn your head to face the other way. So as with any relaxation or restoration pose here, give yourself time to see how you feel. Are there adjustments that you want to make? For instance, we just turned the head one side and the other side. What feels better for you? And while you're here, if you feel like this is not quite comfortable, are there little adjustments that I can make? Maybe I want to bring my legs a little bit further out, or might want to bring them in. I want to bring them maybe closer up towards myself, or I might want to stretch the legs out a little bit more. You could also play around with having one leg more bent or straight, and just giving yourself a moment to experiment and see what feels good in the body. And the arms can be alongside the bolster. You might have them further apart or drawing them in or up. And again, you're playing around with just to see, okay, what feels right here? So this is one version of the pose, and you're comfortable, feel free to just stay right here. If this is too close to the ground for you, what we can do is to bring your bolster higher up. And in this case, we're gonna need the blocks here. So you can grab 2 blocks, and we're gonna place it one on a higher setting, one on a lower or a medium setting. It depends on your block and how it feels once we lie the bolster on top. And just make sure that it's steady. It just moved. Okay. And then we'll get in the same way. So we're going to sit with our hip against the bolster, the base of the bolster, knees are bent, feet are pointing back. You'll have your blanket for between the legs close to you. Once you're ready, again, you're going to turn your body to face the bolster, hands on either side as you walk yourself down. Now you might need to make sure that your blocks are steady here, making any adjustments, and then bringing the blanket between the legs. Now here, the side that you are turning towards right now, perhaps there's that hand is a little bit higher up. If it feels okay, you can stay here, but if you feel like you wish to have a little bit more support for that arm, you might use another blanket, roll it up so that it creates a bit of an arm rest for you, so that as you lower it down and set yourself up, this arm can have something to rest against. The other arm is likely okay and ground it down on the other side, but if not, you can also set it up for the other side so you have 2 arm rests as well. So again, just making yourself, or giving yourself this time to feel adjusted here. See how this feels for you. And just seeing, is there anything else that I would like to change or shift? Am I really, truly comfortable, or can I make any micro adjustments anywhere else so that I can settle here? Then once you are settled, allow your body to rest. And again, you might start to bring your breath into your awareness. Breathing into the body. And as with any twists, as you breathe, you might feel like there's a constriction somewhere, such that the breath is not flowing the way it's that you're used to feeling it flow through the body. And even just staying with that. How is it different? How does the body and the breath move differently as you take this shape, as your body takes on this shape? And if you like, you can stay here for 3, 5, 8, or 10 minutes, however long you like to be here. So if you like, you might pause the video here. And then as you're ready, we're going to shift to the other side. So you can use your hand to gently help press you back up. And just giving yourself a moment to come all the way up to sit. You might take a couple of breaths here, just even in neutral position. And then to switch sides, we're just simply going to turn the other way. So you're going to turn away from your bolster. And then bring your other hip against the bolster. Your knees are bent. Maybe your blanket is still between your legs. Pointing your feet back behind you. You're going to start to, maybe you want to bring your armrest across to the other side. You're going to start to adjust, hip against the bolster. Turn your body to face the bolster. Hands on either side as you walk your hands down. And then bring the side of your head onto the bolster. So you might be looking away from your knees, or you might be looking the same direction as your knees. And again, giving yourself a moment to get settled here, making any adjustments as needed. And once you feel settled, you can allow your body to drop in, staying for a few minutes. So again, you might take a moment to pause the video here. And whenever you're ready, gently using your hand to help press you back up. You can turn away from the bolster. Might just give yourself a moment to sit in neutral. A couple of breaths here. I hope you enjoyed this restorative pose, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care, everyone.